I did it. After years away from World of Warcraft, I finally logged back in to prepare for midnight, and this game is not the same MMO I left behind. First, let's rewind. I was one of those players who logged in every single day from the early days all the way through Cataclysm, WoW was basically a second home for me. After that, life got busier, expansions came and went, and by the end of Legion, I started phasing out completely. I never fully quit, I don't think any of us do, but I would log back in once in a while just to walk around, hear the music, and feel that nostalgia hit. But I wasn't really playing anymore, it was just checking in on an old friend. With a new expansion around the corner, my interest increased and I started to get invested. One of the biggest surprises coming back to WoW in 2025 is just how much the game has cleaned itself up. For years, WoW basically required you to download add-ons just to make the game feel modern, damage meters, nameplates, better action bars, map enhancements, you name it. With recent UI revamps, WoW finally feels like a game you can play with zero add-ons and not feel handicapped. Quest tracking is cleaner, the map is more informative, bags are smarter, edit mode lets you move everything. This is the first time since honestly Wrath that I've looked at WoW's default UI and I thought, yeah, I can play this. You can still use add-ons if you want, they're not going anywhere. Until midnight really. But the game no longer feels dependent on them. This plays into leveling, at least it did for me. If you're thinking about prepping characters for midnight, Legion Remix is the move. Leveling to 80 is honestly the easiest it has ever been in WoW. You start off strong thanks to the remix buffs, experience gains are insane, dungeons feel like sprinting not grinding, alt leveling smooth as it has ever been. I went from a fresh character to 80 without even realizing I was leveling, it was that fast. But there is one downside. If you're new to WoW or playing a class you've never touched before, you level so fast that you barely learn your rotation. By the time you get comfortable with one ability, boom, you just unlocked 5 more and your whole kit changed. It's awesome for veterans who already know their class or understand WoW, but new players, you might hit 80 and still feel like you're figuring out what half your buttons do. It's not a deal breaker, but definitely something to keep in mind. My first impressions coming back, the game is so much more respectful of your time. I logged in, the biggest shock was how chill the game felt. Grinding isn't your full-time job anymore, you can log in for an hour, make progress, and dip. No more farming this system inside another system layered with a third system nonsense. We all remember those Warlord of Draenor days. The world looks ridiculously good. The graphical updates, man, if you haven't played in a while, it looks amazing. Lighting, textures, spell effects, everything pops without losing that core Warcraft art style. One thing that I also liked that I've picked up in a few X packs before is that trading post. I think it's a game changer. One of the biggest quality of life additions. If you haven't played in a while, the system completely changes how you log in. Monthly cosmetic shop that doesn't feel predatory, encourages you to play different parts of the game, rewards feel meaningful, mounts, transmogs, full armor sets. You don't feel FOMO because items actually rotate back in. It's basically a battle pass, but with zero pressure. Another huge reason people are getting excited about WoW again is something players have been begging Blizzard for since, honestly, vanilla. Housing is finally here in World of Warcraft. It's not a meme, not a rumor, actual customizable player housing that you can see. People are posting stuff every day. It's more than just a Garrison 2.0. This isn't like Warlords of Draenor where you had a pre-built base with limited choices. Housing in WoW is shaping to be a real customization system, something you can decorate, personalize, and build around your character's identity. Collecting decor across the game, one of the most exciting parts is that decorations are tied to the entire world. Raids, dungeons, achievements, professions, events, trading posts. Everything becomes a collectible. It's basically creating a new progression layer that's not about eye level, it's about expression. A reason to revisit old content. Suddenly older zones, expansions, and rare drops have value again because they can offer housing items. This opens up the world again. It gives completionists something huge to chase. Also, it's a fresh social element. You'll be able to show off your home, visit other players' spaces, and flex your creativity. It finally gives WoW that cozy, personal, social touch that games like Final Fantasy and Elder Scrolls have dominated for years. I believe Blizzard is building it with longevity in mind. This isn't a temporary expansion feature, it is being designed for a long-term system that evolves over years. So your home becomes something you can carry forward, expand on, and grow with your character. For a gamer that's been around for 20 years, adding a deep housing system for me is massive. It gives a player a creative outlet, a reason to collect, a reason to explore, and honestly, my favorite part, just a reason to chill in Azeroth.